We often talk about the peak of a third wave, right? We've now passed the peak at a national level, but what does that actually mean?
Yeah, so we've passed the peak, Shahan, but the experts will say after the peak must come that downward slope, and you want that downward slope to be as steep as possible. So you can go from the peak to zero infections really, really quickly and get through this crisis, right, that's been going on for the better part of 18 months. Let's focus on some stats courtesy of Dr. Ridwan Suleiman from the CSIR. What you're seeing here, Shahan, is the number of daily infections, and whenever you see purple or orange, you should be really, really concerned because those are test positivity rates. So anything that's purple, that's a test positivity rate above 20%. In other words, 1 out of every 5 tests are coming back as positive. When it comes to orange, we're talking about between 10 and 20%, so possibly, 1 out of 5, but possibly 1 out of 10 as well. Not as concerning. But take a look at what's been happening over the last few days, Sean. On the 1st of August, we hit a milestone where we were less than 20% for the first time in 6 weeks. In fact, the last time we were at less than 20% when it comes to that positivity rate was on the 16th of June. So we are very much in that third wave still. And when you look at the 7-day average, so the last week or so, we're still above 20%. So in other words, a positivity rate of 23% when you look at the 7 days before the 1st of August. So Shahan, key to note that the WHO says that the epidemic is really only under control when you get to a positivity rate of 5% and you're able to maintain it for at least 2 weeks. So we're a long, long way from that. We've just edged below 20%, so we've got to get to 5% before we can actually say that this epidemic is under control.
Yeah, definitely. So let's talk about the timelines.
Yeah.
How long does a wave actually last?
Well, take a look at this. We're looking at the 3 waves right in front of us over here, Shahan. Typically, according to Dr. Suleiman, around about 3 months per wave. Then there's a gap of 3 months and then another wave of 3 months. But, very important to note, he says that the slope is not nearly as steep as it should be. In fact, he says that the slope of the third wave is not nearly as steep as it should be compared to the first and second wave. So that's really, really important, saying that perhaps the mutations or the variants could be influencing that, Shahan. He's hoping that we can deal with the variants like the Delta through vaccination. He reckons perhaps the best way to get that slope even steeper is to try and vaccinate as many people as quickly as possible.
Yeah, 3 months is a long time, hey?
Yeah.
Especially for our economy. Thanks so much for that. Appreciate it.